January 4th, 2020. Wow, I can think 2020. January 4th, 2020. My name is Eric Martin Koppelman of Jesus Jams Radio Show and the Prodigal One Radio Ministry, and this is the Daily Message. Today, what God has put on my heart and what I want to talk about is prayer, all right? And there are some people out there that believe that coincidences happen. In other words, they're not necessarily believers. It's a coincidence. You prayed for something, it happened the way you wanted it to. That's a coincidence. And then on the other side of the coin, you have someone who is a strong believer who prays with faith. And when God answers yes, that's an answer to a prayer direct from God. I was watching a video this morning on Facebook Live on the Watch channel, and it was a gentleman that was warning other people that could see a tsunami. He could see the waves of the tsunami coming from the ocean, of course, from his hotel room high above the city. But there were people on the street that could not see it coming. And he yelled and he screamed and he yelled and he screamed and he warned these people and he kept telling them, and they kind of looked at him like he was crazy, but eventually they got the message and everybody started running for shelter. Once the streets were clear, once he had cleared the street, he then reached out to God. He was crying out to God for help. Now, of course, this in prayer would be, to some people, considered to be a big request for help. There's a situation with regards to prayer where a lot of people feel that what they need or what they feel they need in their life, it's too insignificant to ask God for help. In other words, do you ask God for help for only the big things, or do you ask God for the little things as well? The little things that some people might find meaningless or demeaning to ask God for such a small favor or a small request. But when you don't ask God, you're basically robbing God of the joy of being able to help out one of his children. James chapter 4 verse 2 says, you don't have what you ask for because you don't ask God for it. We also have to consider the motives behind the prayer. Are we being selfish? There's a lot to consider with regards to prayer, but the bottom line here, the message that I want to get across, give God the opportunity to say yes. Give God the opportunity to say no. Give God, there goes my stuttering again. Give God the opportunity to say, not now, maybe later. But the bottom line is, ask. Ask in faith and let God decide. That's the bottom line. You know, we ask for things, or should I say sometimes we ask for things in prayer, and we look for an immediate response. And when we don't get that immediate response, we either fault God for it or there's some other reason. We don't consider the fact that maybe we have to deal with the situation and wait. We've spoken about waiting on God. We've spoken about in God's time. Maybe God has a different plan for you. And usually the outcome is what I like to call the aha moment, where if it doesn't happen right away or it doesn't happen for weeks, months, or days, all of a sudden someday you're going to realize, hey, I get it. I understand, God. But the bottom line is, don't be afraid to ask. Just make sure your motives are you're asking for the right reasons, all right? You might be asking for God's help with a tsunami hitting your water, or you might be asking God's help for a sunny day on your wedding, or anything. The bottom line is, give God the opportunity to answer in what he believes is best for you, because we know he knows best. This has been the Daily Message. My name is Eric Martin Koppelman. Hey, don't forget to pray. Don't forget to thank God. Tell somebody that needs to hear it that you love them today, and make it a great day. Hey, don't forget to check out Jesus Jams Radio Show. Go to the website, www.jesusjams, that's J-E-S-U-S, jams, J-A-M-S, .online. That's jesusjams.online. We make it easy for you to get there and listen to not only the daily messages if you missed one, but the radio show, which has a new episode every single Sunday, or you can check it out on demand at your convenience online. Once again, www.jesusjams.online.